What's going on, guys? Welcome to this video. We are currently in Timaru. We're getting Anthony's C33 Laurel tuned. Unfortunately, the power went out today, so we're going to be delayed a day. So we've got a bunch of time to kill, so we thought we'd come down to Blake's and take a walk around this place. He sells a lot of used parts, so if you guys want anything that you may see in this video, I'll chuck a link to his Instagram down below so you can give him a message. Yeah, we're going to take a camera around and show you guys what's here. There's so much cool stuff around this place, it's hard to know where to begin, but we may as well just start off in the main workshop area, I guess you could call it. It's got a 2-car garage there, an outside car hoist there. So yeah, we'll just start in this area. So first off, we have a C35 Laurel. Blake is planning on actually putting an SR20 into this. God's moat, they reckon. So it's gonna be pretty cool. It's on some, is it cranes or crans? Do you know how to say that?
Cranes?
Cranes.
I don't know.
3-piece wheels. It's got big brakes on it, and yeah, he's putting, like I said, he's putting an SR20 into it. Wouldn't be my first choice of motor to go in it, but he actually has a C33 Laurel that also has a SR20 in it, makes 400 horsepower. We're going to be doing a car feature on that, so stay tuned for that. It's actually a really well balanced car though, I must say. I have driven it before and it goes pretty good. Here we have an R32. I think Blake's planning on putting a, what do you say, an RB20 into this?
Yeah, RB20 there.
This also has 3-piece wheels on it. It's just chilling here with the weeds growing around it. It's got a wheel missing in the back. I really want an R32 in my life. I've had a couple, but I really want a really cool one. We've got this old style barn here. Oh, it's just a R200 subframe with axles still in it. This is where a bunch of wheels are. Some more genuine 3-piece wheels. Some Cybruses, something like that. Another 3-piece there, another 3-piece there, another 3-piece there. There's a couple of wheels here. These ones are just reps, but
have a gander at just how wide those wheels are.
yeah, these are pretty wide. Mate, you can't even get a credit card in there.
Perfect, won't even rub.
This thing has a pretty cool story. So this was Blake's first ever car, and unfortunately a few years ago it had a huge fire, but he is currently in the process of fully restoring this car. The engine bay has been completely sanded back to metal, and he's gone and re-seam sealed all of the seams in this car. Even in coming into the interior, you can actually still see the reminiscences of the fire. So it's really cool that he's actually bringing this car back. And he said he actually only wants to put a DE manual back in it, just restore it back to how it used to be, which I think is pretty cool. Theme through this place is just lots of random parts everywhere. There's a 5x1 axle, there's a C33 Laurel, what's that? Driver's side rear light, there's a center garnish there, RB20E or 30E intake, RB20 lower intake. This thing is pretty cool. This is a 180SX and it's getting the Rocket Bunny Boss front kit put on it. This car's had quite the history. It used to be a circuit car, a drag car, a drift car. It was, I think, a pretty tidy street car at one point, but it's getting turned back into a drift car. It's got an SR20 in it, probably just see through there. Bit of a turbo. Be cool to see that thing done. We've got a SR20 block here. It's SR20 over here with a custom built turbo care turbo. This thing should be pretty cool and responsive. The housing is quite small. It'd be quite a fun wee setup, I reckon.
That's going in the C35.
Oh, so this is the motor that is going into that C35?
Yep.
Ah, sick. Yeah, more 3-piece wheels. Obviously this one looks like it's getting rebuilt. We've got some big brakes down here. We have R32 GDST front brakes, a couple of sets of rear calipers. I actually could be keen on the rear set of calipers. Stuff like that's getting hard to find these days.
Biggest JDM car here of them all, the Honda.
Doggy. Oh, wants the belly rubs. Oh, it's got the foot going. Here we have what looks like to be a SR gearbox, I think. More axles, more Nissan axles. We got an RB20 block there. This to be an RB20 head right here. Whole lot of bumpers.
Oh, and hoods.
Eh?
And hoods.
Yeah. We'll go have a look at that at a sec, but that is Blake's C33 Laurel with the SR20 in it. This car has to be one of my favorite cars here. I just love the color on it, and the wheels are sick. This is obviously an S13, and it's got VSXXs on it, which they in themselves aren't a super rare wheel because they actually still make them. But what's cool about these wheels is that they are 17 inch, and they haven't made 17 inch VSXXs in a long time, so they're pretty cool. It's got some blast pipes on it, and yeah, as I was saying, I really like the color on it. I think this is getting a forged SR20 in it at some point, so it'd be cool to see this thing done as well. Got another little sort of like barn over here. We've got more engines, another RB block, got another SR, what looks like to be a JZ over there. Got an RD28 there out of a diesel Laurel by the looks of it, or something like that. This thing looks pretty cool.
Old Silvia.
Is this an S12?
No, that's S12 over there.
I think it's an S110.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah, Blake's got some real cool old stuff around here. There's actually a real old Datsun in this barn over here that we'll go and have a look at. It's column shifted, bench seated. Yeah, that's that S12 Silvia that the boys were saying is here. We've got another C35 Laurel just chilling. Got a graveyard of batteries just chilling down there next to the container. A whole lot of parts. Looks like a four-wheel drive RB sump. This is that Datsun that I was just talking about. This thing's pretty cool. You don't see too many of these around at all. And like I said, bench seated, column shifted.
It was diesel swap.
And yeah, this thing's diesel swap too.
RD.
I don't think that's an RD, I think it's an LD. It's
Yeah,
the RD's predecessor.
Yeah.
And yeah, we come into the shed back here. We've got a SR head and block just chilling. Oh, we got another doggo. And here we have the munner machine of all munner machines. This is a C34 Laurel, and it has an RB20E plus T in it, and this intake is wild. It looks like some sort of like maybe old fire extinguisher or something that's been turned into an intake. Ridiculously huge. Blake was showing us a video of this before doing some skits, and it actually goes pretty well, so I'll see if I can chuck a little clip in here of that. It's got the RFBZL and...
God damn.
What's that? Oh yeah.
Literally just a bungee cord.
Oh true, it is too.
The munner machine though.
Oh mate, look at that. Angus would approve of this, I reckon.
Angus would, yes.
Now we're going to walk into one of the main paddock areas where there's a lot of cool JDM cars, and this got looks to be an R34 shell. Well, half an R34 shell actually. The front's all cut off of it. We got a car that's on its roof, on its side. We got a Altezza R33 four-door here that's...
Keep it Reet.
Oh yeah, shout out to Keep It Reet. Got another car over in the back there that's on its side.
Something cool's happening to this Forester.
Yeah, so this is actually getting an SR20. Blake's got another Forester that's over in that paddock. We'll show you guys that a bit later on. But that car's wide bodied and yeah, had an SR20 swap, had an R200 subframe in it, Nissan axles and diff. What did he say that was wrong with that shell? Something. And this is actually going to be the new shell for all of that stuff.
I think the boot pan was cut out for some surge stuff and it was just done real mangy, and it's just, yeah, easier just to shell swap.
Yeah, so that's going to be pretty cool, being SR20 swapped. We got another R33 four-door here. Stage here, just weeds growing around everything. Another stage here there. Seppi shell. This looks like it's currently on its way to being returned to the earth. There's a bush growing in the middle of it. That right there is an S14. Once again, looks like it's being returned to the earth. We've got a C34 there with, again, more bush going through it. We've got an R31 chilling over here. Definitely a running theme of bushes growing through everything, being returned to Mother Nature. This S14 actually doesn't look like it's that bad of a shell.
Your sill is in mint condition.
Yeah, so you guys know the video where I unfortunately crashed into Jimmy Oaks and messed up my sill. This shell is getting cut up and I'm going to be donating the sill to Mayhem. Just here we've got a couple more stages, and this looks like it may have been an R32 four-door at one point in its life, but it is no longer. This is Blake's Laurel that we were talking about. It's got an SR20 in it. Like I said, we're doing a video on this, so stay tuned for that. It's quite a cool car. Got another R31 Skyline here, C33 Laurel shell, another S14 shell.
Hey, the guards on that C33 are better than mine.
They are. Shell swap. Another stage here. This used to be an S14. A lot of it has been cut out now. I guess that S14 that we're taking the sill from for my car, eventually that is going to end up looking like this. So you guys may think it's a bit shit to cut up that S14 over there, but when people crash their cars and things like that, and especially nowadays that these cars are getting a bit rarer, it's worth cutting up cars like this to make road cars and other track cars like usable again, instead of just scrapping those shells. We've got another R33 here, something over here, R32. Wonder what this is. Kind of looks like a Laurel.
Yeah.
It's an R300 subframe. Yeah, this is a Laurel. Back to the stage here, we've got a whole lot of RB and SR intakes just chilling. Looks like to be an R33 rear tail light there. It's actually so cool that we have places like this in New Zealand where cars essentially go to die, but a lot of the parts and stuff are obviously harvested to bring other cars back and make them better. Again, if you guys need any parts, give Blake a message. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to miss in this video, so if you need something, chances are he probably has it.
Just noticed as we were coming back past the C34, it was painted with house paint.
Yeah,
That's
rough.
That's mint, mate. That's the Munna machine way.
And rubs off on the hand too.
Mint.
This thing would be some fun. Coming into one of the other paddocks that we got here, we've got another S14 chilling over here. These are actually the front cuts out of Anthony's S14. Been sold to Blake so he could sell on to potentially one of you guys. Yeah, this S14's got a roll cage in it, and we're actually in talks. I possibly might actually be buying this shell. This might be my next drift car, because I want to build like a pro level drift car at some stage, and I don't really... Dog literally just jumped into a puddle. Yeah, I don't really want to go turning my current car into a pro level car, because I want to do like things like rear mount radiator and stuff like that, and I've already had all the rear tube work done and don't want to cut all that out and start again. So it'd be better off just starting with a fresh shell. And also the roll cage in my current drift car, it's all homologated and stuff, but it's got the small main hoop in it, which is not legal for D1. Here we have a Nissan Serena van. These things are quite cool because these come factory rear wheel drive with an SR20 DE in them. I don't think the motor's still in it. No, it's not. But yeah, these come factory with a SR20, which is actually quite funny. And these also come with, I think it's a 4:6 ratio diff. Yeah, here we got a yeah, I think this actually is the motor out of it because of the intake that's on it.
They also came in an auto and a manual. I just stood in a fucking puddle. Oh, that's great.
Don't worry, you'll get a lot of that over there.
We have a Honda City. This thing's quite cool. It's got the old spotty number plate on it, the black plate. Some sort of old car that's definitely returning to the earth. Cefiro shell here that looks like it's been in a huge wreck. Unfortunately, this is how most Cefiros in New Zealand have ended up.
90% of them.
We got a Datsun Sunny here. Back into one of the other paddocks. We got a Sora here. A very crashed something. I don't know what this is. I think it might have been a Holden, like a VK or a VL, something like that. Another Altezza. Oh, there's another Laurel over here. Hey Anthony, another Laurel with better guards than yours.
Yeah, how depressing is that? Like, you look at this, like, this thing's done. It's gonna get cut up for shell cuts, and that's about it. But it's got like good guards, and then there's my car.
Well, if you need good guards.
Yeah, I was just gonna make mine wider.
We got another R32 four-door just chilling here. It's got a bit of a wing on it. Yeah, a couple of Cefiro doors just chilling here. There's another Forester. Oh, another S14 there, that white one. Shell actually looks pretty straight and decent. This looks like another Cefiro with a huge rear end stack. Whoa, look at this.
Well, you know what they say, Cefiro owners like taking it up the back.
This had, by the looks of it, Series 2 tail lights. Those would have been worth some coin if they weren't absolutely destroyed. Damn, this really was a huge stack. Like, it even crumpled the roof. Like, crumpled the door in. This definitely would have hurt. There's another S14 right there. Well, half of one, whatever's left of it. Got a trailer here chilling with a whole lot more parts. We've got an RB valve cover, RB cam cover, some alternators, manifolds. Got what looks to be a Cadillac here. Bit of American spice going on. Yep, it's a Cadillac. Another stage here over there. It's half of that S14 that we were just talking about. That's not even really half of an S14. It's like quarter of an S14 now. Got a 300Z subframe here. An R200 subframe with more 3x2s. We should actually ask while we're here if we can buy some 3x2 axles, because we should probably stockpile a few. More subframes, suspension parts. What looks like to be an SR20 block here. We've got an RB20 block, two RB20 blocks, two SR blocks actually. That one's still got a head on it, but a bit rusty, but good machine, oversized. Bring it back to life, easy as. Anthony was just saying he wonders how much stuff is lost under the grass, and you can definitely see why. Like, this is a subframe here and you wouldn't even know that it was here if the suspension wasn't sticking out of it. This is that Forester that we were just talking about that originally had an SR20 in it. It's actually been wide bodied. The front actually looks a bit cooked, but yeah, like I said, this used to have a SR20 in it, and Nissan subframe, Nissan diff and axles. Bit of a different swap, but it's kind of cool that someone would do something a bit different like that. It's pretty cool about New Zealand is we have a lot of cars in this country throughout the last 20 odd years that have been like that, where odd engine swaps have gone in. Got an R33 here. Apparently this one only had 80,000 Ks on it. It was actually a pretty tidy car until it had a little bit of a stack there, but this would make a great muscle car. I think this might be the dash out of it, which is in pretty damn good shape, Jesus, despite it sitting outside. We've got another crash C35 there. This is another 33 that would make a great muscle car. I think this used to actually be a drift car, or I don't know, but it's a four-door 33, but someone's gone to the effort of getting the engine bay tubbed, which is funny. All the holes in the firewall have been welded up too, so this would be a perfect muscle car.
Definitely.
We've got an old, what do you say this was? A Escort.
It's a, yeah, Mark II Escort.
Over here we have a Nissan 280Z, which is just rotting away. Looks like it was in a bit of a stack. The roof's starting to peel away from it. Yeah, this R33 was last on the road about 7-8 years ago.
Definitely been doing all the munners prior. Fuck, I'm having a seizure, cut it. I try doing one thing, I stutter, I lose my train of thought. It's painful.
Nice. We got a shitty old Subaru Legacy here, but we got an RB20 head and an RB20 block turbo just chilling in the back. We got a VK Commodore and another VK Commodore. What did you say that this was called?
A Cyborg.
Cyborg. This car's actually quite cool. So this is all-wheel drive, it's manual. And this would actually be quite cool to put like a turbo Evo motor in and have like a real short wheelbase car, a short wheelbase all-wheel drive car with the Evo motor in it, and make it real agile and pretty fun to drive. Blake was saying that this just has a 1.5 single overhead cam motor, and Guy did a 4th gear dump in it, or 4th gear launch, and this is the flywheel out of it. It broke in half.
Lucky it just didn't shatter and go everywhere.
Yeah, that would suck.
Bad.
We got a Hilux chilling here. It looks like it's been lifted. This would also actually be a pretty good base for a new drift car. Front's already cut off it. Cage would probably have to be cut out of it though. Matt's found a new best friend. Last thing we're going to quickly show you is Dylan's Cefiro. He's Blake's flatmate. It's actually quite funny that he's also good mates with Sam. They've been mates for quite a few years now. It's a 3-piece wheels on the front of it, big brakes, sacked in the rear. It's got a roof wing and a spoiler and shotties. This thing's actually pretty cool. It's a bit dirty, but good money machine. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap this video up here, guys. It's a lot, like as I said, there's a lot of cool stuff around here, and a lot of parts that are going to go to good use for many people. And that's going to wrap it up here, guys. Appreciate you for sticking around and watching the video. Again, if you need any parts, hit Blake up. Link in the description below, so go check his Instagram out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.